Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to be here with you tonight. Adrienne Everheart, your dating and relationship coach. I'm so excited to be talking about just really what to do when you're feeling lonely, you're feeling heartbroken, you're really missing someone. How, from this place, can you attract a new love into your life or call back the man you are in love with? Now, so often you may even be in a relationship and you may be feeling some distance, feeling that the man is drifting away. So, I'm going to talk about some exercises you can do to reattract that man back into your life, even though you're not feeling that great about yourself. You're feeling kind of lonely, heartbroken, and sad. I'm going to help you reattract your man or a new high quality man into your life so you can have that warm love and desire that you crave. All right, I want to say hi to everyone. So, hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Hi. So, let's get started with number one. And this is going to be about, excuse me, it's a powerful manifesting tool for your ex or a new man. So, a manifesting tool that I teach in my program, New Man Manifesto, is something I call the snapshot. So, if you're interested in learning more about that manifesting program, I'll have that in the link below. But the snapshot is where you take a picture in your mind of what you want to have with that person. So, for example, let's say you're in an argument and you're really not able to see any outcome. I want you to take a snapshot of how you want this argument to end. How do you want things to be with the two of you when this is over? You can see the two of you embracing or maybe cuddling up on the sofa or something like that. Take that snapshot and know that's where I'm trying to get to. So I'm right here, we're arguing, or I'm right here and he's not calling, he's not texting, and I feel sad or lonely or not sure what to do. Take a snapshot of where you want to be. Okay. Now, between those two, it's just a matter of time and days to get there. But you now have an image in your mind. So I used to hold an image in my mind of my husband's, he wasn't yet my husband, but the man I loved, his eyes looking into mine, saying the words, I do. That was the image I held, and I held on to it. Whenever I started to feel that wobble, whenever I started to feel that maybe love was not possible for me, I would go back to that image of my guy saying, I do. You see, it was a beautiful, beautiful image. It got me through the wobble, and I stayed focused on the outcome I wanted to be having. Right? So that's tip number one. Take a snapshot, hold that image, go to it when you feel nervous, depressed, or panicked in some way. Go to that wonderful, wonderful outcome that you want to have. And you can do that with anything. If you're trying to lose 20 pounds or whatever it is, hold that image in your mind of you having this event happen to you. Or if you want to have more money or anything else, hold the image in your mind, draw it to you. Things will begin to happen in your life that have a lot to do with just your energy and your outlook and your vibe. I will put it like this: men are not drawn to a woman who is sad, lonely, and depressed. You're not going to attract a really high quality man during that time. So I want to get your vibe and your mood up, up, up. And you do that by having that snapshot, focusing on something positive that you want to have in your life. All right. So moving on to the next one. The next one is an energy heart space softening practice. And this is something that when I was really heartbroken and seeking some help and love and feedback, I learned about this tool, and it helped me so much. And it's part of my ABCs to get him back. Now, the ABCs to get him back is a program that helps you get your ex back. But even if you're just having distance with your guy at home, so often you might be in a relationship or are married and you're feeling that distance, you're feeling that person pulling away. It doesn't even have to be a breakup. So the ABCs to get him or ABCs to get him back is going to help you with that. So here's that exercise. When you're feeling just so lonely, sad, and without that person, and you're worried or you're wondering, and your brain is keeping you up all night thinking about all these possible outcomes that could be happening for you, I want you to think of all the love you have for that man, all the love you have for him, all the feelings you have for him, all the warmth and desire. And do it with me now. For those of you who have a man that you love and maybe things just aren't going that great right now, or maybe you've been disconnected from an ex for a very long time, or perhaps you miss a loved one that you don't have around right now. So think of all the love you have in your heart and feel it. Connect to all that love. You can even see them in your mind's eye, an experience you had with them or an event you had with them where you felt so loved, and you feel that love you have for them in your heart. So get clear on that and load up your heart with all that love. And then I want you to tap your heart and send them that love. Tap your heart and send them that love. How does that feel, everyone in the chat box? Most people say, yeah, they get instant relief. So worrying about your guy, worrying about him, and trying to figure him out, you're sending that energy to him. You're sending this worried, frantic, scared energy to him. And if you don't believe that your thoughts have energy or power, you're connecting with other people who are also having this type of thought all over this planet and maybe beyond. I don't know. But you want to keep your thoughts in a place on a vibration that you are very, confident, proud of, feel good about, connecting with on that vibe, you see. So if you're worried, scared, negative thoughts, you're how is this going to end for me? You're frantic, your energy's in this place down here. It's not attractive to new men, and it's not attractive to the man you want to have coming back to you. You see, it's not attractive. Bottom line. So you want to be able to connect to energy that does feel good. How much do you love that person? Not how much do I miss him and I'm such a mess without him. How much do you love him? How much did he love you? Put that love in your heart. Tap your heart. Send him that love. You might have to do this 100 times a day, but I really encourage you try it and see what peace it brings you. Your brain is going to try and solve emotional problems, but your brain can't solve emotional problems. It's incapable of solving emotional problems. Your brain knows how to get you from point A to point B. Your brain knows how to solve problems like that, problems that are linear, but emotional problems are not linear. You're now in the world of feminine energy. And feminine energy, that's why you can't sleep at night. That's why this problem just is keeping you awake and bothering you so much. And you keep working on it and working on it because the inner boy is trying to solve a problem that can't be solved. There's no solution for it. So feminine energy is about, here's what I feel. It's not linear. Here's what I feel. Tap your heart, send him love. Okay? So hi, everybody. I'm going to say hi to you all here in a minute. So getting back, the third thing I want to share with you is called a positive psychology exercise. This is something that really helped me when I split from my first husband. I felt like I had a lot of unfinished business with him. And it made my mind think of him a lot. And everything would sort of remind me of him. I talk about in one video, there was a point where, and I start to cry just thinking about it, where I had to take out all his tools from our house and package them up in a box to give back to his mom, to give to him. He wouldn't even come here and get them. I had to So here I am going through all these tools and realizing how hard this man worked on our house and how good he was with his hands and tools and solving problems, and just going like, gosh, what was I thinking to in this wonderful, in this relationship with this wonderful man who was so good at fixing and solving things. And for those of you who are out there on the fence and you're married, don't be so quick to give up. It's so easy to say, well, I need to be treated like this and I want this sort of person in my life and he's all the problems I'm having. It's so easy to throw away your marriage. Don't learn some of my materials. Get 500 ways to talk to a man. Learn a different way of speaking and being that's going to have a positive effect on your man. So here I am. I'm pulling out all his tools, tool by tool, and it was as if he was in the room with me, you see. So then I would be like on my way to art class, a painting class, and I would think of my husband. I would think of my first husband, and I would really, really miss him. What do you do when you really, really miss someone that you can't talk to anymore? What do you do? I mean, this could even be for those of you if you've lost a partner due to death, or that partner's just having nothing to do with you anymore. What can you do with all this energy? So I have it solved for you. Well, I have it solved the best I can. You want to take that person and put them in the seat next to you. Put them in the seat next to you. Imagine them sitting next to you and being with you in this moment. Because here's the thing. I believe your brain, there is a part of your brain that's trying to figure things out, trying to solve things, get solutions. Okay? There's that part of your brain. There's a wounded child that says, we have to figure out why all the men we like dump us. There's that part. So this is a psychology experiment for you to try and to get some peace from this and learn, why is this person popping up in my thoughts and my brain and my energy and my emotions? Okay. So I believe they're there again to give you a message, to bring you some sort of message that you need. So for those of you who are missing an ex, he can't be with you, he won't write back, or whatever it may be, a person that is in another dimension now, whatever it may be. I want you to put them in the seat next to you when you think of them. If you're in your car, put them in the seat next to you and have a conversation with them. If you're at home, put it in the sofa next to you or whatever. Wherever you're at, put them in the seat next to you and say, okay, here you are. I'm thinking of you. You keep popping up in my thoughts all day long today, and I'm thinking of you. So here you are with me now. What is it you need me to know? What is it you need to tell me? And ask them that. And even though this is all in your mind, and you might look like a crazy person to someone, but have that conversation with them and see what they say. See what that energy says to you. This one is really, to me, one of the most mind-blowing ones I can teach you, because you will hear a message from that person. Sometimes that person tells you something like, you need to stop thinking about me. I have moved on. You need to forget about me. I have gone on. Practice on them. What would you say if a man said that to you right in front of your face? Okay, I miss you. I feel so sad over how things ended. I miss you, but I have accepted your no. I have accepted that you know what's best for you. And that means not talking to me anymore. And I feel so sad about that. But I'm going to be moving on, and I have accepted your no. And then say, oh gosh, you're still here. I'm still thinking about you. What else do you need me to know? You're still here with me. What else do you need me to know? Do you see how this can work? Play it out. Play it out. Find out why your subconscious is holding on to them, and why your subconscious is needing more information from them. Journal about it. Go deeper into this. There is an answer there. There is an answer, but the answer is not in picking up the phone and calling that person or driving by their house, knocking on the door. It's not there. The answer is within you. Okay. So good. I wrapped up those 3 tips. I'm going to move on to Q&A. Someone had said that she's using the tapping exercise and it gave her such peace. I am so happy for this. Another person said she's been doing the heart tapping exercise since they broke up. That's very good. It will give you peace. It will give you some softening to your energy. I had some questions up top, but I can't see them anymore. So if a couple of you have some questions, now's the time to go ahead and ask me. You can really ask me about anything you want to know about, or if it's something about getting your ex back or calling forth the man you're meant to be with. Remember, it's not an attractive place to be in this lonely, depressed, sad energy. When you can get your energy back to a vibration where you are confident, you feel beautiful, you can inside and out. If you have a bunch of nervous energy, negative thoughts, fearful child is trying to run the show, you can address it with love and compassion for yourself. You see, this makes you radiate from within. And that's what men are drawn to. You will begin to notice a shift with the men you are attracting. So someone asked, do you have any book recommendations about feminist psychotherapy? Well, it's not really psychotherapy, but I really enjoyed reading about Simone de Beauvoir, and she has some excellent books about feminist theory, or her opinion of what it is to be a feminist. It will balance a lot of the education that you're getting from me and just what's happening on this planet with us slowly shifting to a feminine energy mindset. So you've been born into a masculine energy mindset. That's why some of this stuff is just like so shocking for you, because it's like, the first time people heard rock and roll or something. It's very shocking. It's new and different. But then once you practice it, you start to feel more comfortable with it. You realize this is really my nature. This is the nature of my DNA. So someone said, although I want him back after 25 years, I know I have to let him go and move on with my life for the sake of myself. That sounds like you being in control. Nikki says, at what stage in the relationship is it permissible to ask about the direction the relationship is going? Great question. That question is, where do you see us going? You can ask it at the 2-month mark or the 3-month mark. When that guy says, I took down my dating profile, do you do the same? He wants to claim you as a girlfriend really quick. And you can say, well, that's, that would feel really amazing. Yet where do you see us going? Because remember, are you in it to be a girlfriend? That really worked out good in your 20s. You were a girlfriend, but now things have changed. Being a girlfriend doesn't really get you anywhere. Although you can commit to a man for a certain amount of time. Don't tell him like, hey, I'm going to give you 3 months and see where this goes. Write it on your calendar if you want to be exclusive with him. Then after the end of that 3 months, you want to revisit it and say, the last 3 months dating has felt amazing. Where do you see us going? And he goes, yeah, you're my girlfriend. That's when you need to go a little deeper with that one, okay? That's a quick answer. Someone says, how do I get my items back left at an ex's house? You contact that person and you tell them, I really need my things back. When can I get them delivered? Or what time and day can I stop by and get them? Nail down a time and a day. Those are your things to get back. Those are your items. Lisa said, what if I live with an ex and I'm going out on dates showing interest? I'm also going through a spiritual awakening in the separation and I'm staying in my feminine. Well, I didn't really get your question. It sounds like you're doing pretty good. Even though you're living with your ex, that would be really, really difficult to do. You're dating and you're moving on And it sounds like you're having a really amazing process happening for you. That sounds good. So Renee, who's a moderator over at I Heart Love Academy, you can join on Facebook. Renee has asked, the last technique you mentioned, I did that, and the first words that popped up were "I love you." But I'm wondering if that's a message or something that I'm longing to hear from him. Maybe it is, but it's what you're feeling and you're sensing. So don't doubt it. He loves you. I don't doubt my ex-husband loves me, or that I love him. I don't doubt it. And I'm talking about my first husband. I'm happily married, girls. Happily married. But that love for a partner sometimes doesn't go away. So keep riding that out, Renee. Keep going on. Trisha says, we've broken up for 1.5 years, but after doing my work, your book advises, he invited me to come visit him. What do I do? Girl, you go visit him. Well, is he far away? Is it like you're going to have to fly 2 hours? Then no, you let him know. It would feel wonderful to reconnect. Yet, what does this mean? I don't feel comfortable, flying all that way. It would feel so great if we could connect some other way. What do you think? That sort of conversation. But remember, a breakup and a reconnection is rebuilding. You're not looking for an instant relationship. You're just looking to rebuild. It's a slow process. It's as if you're on date number 1. So when you reconnect with an ex, you want to treat it like date number 1. Date number 1. That person owes you nothing. Basketball fan says, I miss my recently legally separated guy. He's traumatized, I'm sure. I really miss his friendship. I know he's just out of a marriage, but he's so great. I'm sorry you miss him. It's very hard to separate yourselves from people you love and care about. Tap your heart and send him love. That'll be the best way to do it. So you guys just ask me questions. I'm seeing a lot of comments popping up. Deb said, my boyfriend and I broke up 3 weeks ago. There was no contact. And last night, I guess I did the Hail Mary. You guess you did the Hail Mary? So if you have ABCs to get him back, number 1, you don't do the Hail Mary at 3 weeks. Okay. Number 2, you only do 1 Hail Mary, but you did it. And then he said, nice memory, but he didn't respond. ABCs to get him back is not all about the Hail Mary. It's about getting your energy to a place where you're highly desirable. So 90% of the time, the women who do my ABCs to get him back program, before they even reach that mark that I'm trying to get you to, the man contacts them. So don't rush it, ladies. Boy energy is like in a hurry. Boy energy is like it's a race to reconnect with this person. Just because you reconnect with them doesn't mean you're getting back together. You see, I want you to get back together. But if you race to get to that place, I mean, do you go to a bookstore and get a book and read the last page of the book? No, you let the story unfold. And that's what you want to have in your energy. You see. So he said, nice memory, Deb. You got to just see what he does now because you've done it. You could try to hit the reset button with this, but I really recommend getting ABCs to get him back. Tara says, any recommendations about an anxious attachment style? I get incredibly anxious as soon as I start to have feelings for someone. I'm not a big fan of labeling things so much. Like, I'm an anxious attachment style person, but if it makes you feel better to have a word attached to it, great. But at the end of the day, it's up to you to conquer your demons. It's up to you to, number 1, notice what's happening to you. Is it you? Is that grown adult you doing that? Or is it wounded child doing it? How old is wounded child inside of you? Is she 6 or 7 years old? Is she the one that's getting all nervous and anxious? Or is it grown adult you? Grown adult you is about facts. The facts are, I'm starting to really like someone. Oh, I feel these feelings bubbling up inside of me and it feels wonderful, but it feels a little scary. Notice what you feel. Slowly, calmly notice what you're feeling. And then love that part of you. I love the part of me that's feeling scared. I love the part of me that's feeling nervous. Take them one at a time. It's going to feel like you're just saying words and you're getting nowhere with yourself. But trust me here, processing these in a really calm, confident way will kind of turn that switch off, that there's a reason you need to panic over those things or you need to be scared or worried. So remember back when you were a little kid, or if you have children of your own, children can come to you like it's DEFCON 5 and it's like, oh my God, this thing is happening. And you go, everything's okay. Everything's all right. That's what you're doing with yourself. You're calming that voice, letting her know, I love you. I love the part of me that's feeling this way. And then you just keep moving on. Try that out. I don't want to tell you where you're going to get to. That's going to be, something that happens organically in you. But keep writing out those emotions one at a time, very slowly. You cannot rush this process. Masculine energy is linear. It's A plus B equals C. It's like, I'm here, now I want to be there. Feminine energy is not linear. You got to take it slow, ladies. You just got to take it slow. Okay, I'm going to take one more question. So someone said, let's see, Phoenix said, how can you go deeper if they say you are my girlfriend? Phoenix, in all of my programs, I talk about the girlfriend trap, even in 500 Ways. 500 Ways is a guidebook. It is an ebook. It's a PDF. But in 500 Ways, I talk about the evolution of a relationship and how getting called a girlfriend is like, okay, now what? I'm 36 years old, or whatever it may be. You want to get that ebook and you want to use it, to find the things you need, but you also kind of want to read through it because the protocol for that is, I'm not really interested in being a girlfriend. I feel so flattered to be called a girlfriend, but I don't want to be a girlfriend. I really want to be a wife one day. So until there's an offer on the table, I'm just going to keep my options open. It feels amazing to date you, but I'm going to keep my options open. Right? So I talk about that in that ebook. I talk about that in ABCs to Get Him. I talk about that in Femme Dating. I talk about that in New Man Manifesto, all my programs. Okay, last question, and then I got to go. So someone asked, how do I ask if we'll be married? You don't ask if you will be married. But if you've been exclusive for 6 months and you need to be able to say, Nikki, you need to be able to say, baby, the last 6 months have felt amazing. Where do you see us going? And you need to listen to what that man says to you. If he says, well, you're my girlfriend. This is good. We're having a good time. And say, baby, I want to be a wife. I want to be a wife one day to a man. Not, baby, I want to be your wife. Baby, I want to be a wife one day. I see myself married to a man and having children, having a family, whatever it is. Say it to a man, because then he's like, oh, there's another man. He won't like say that probably, but he'll kind of feel it on an instinctual level. And that's where you want a man to be. You want him to not feel so confident that you're just his girl hanging around until he's done with you or until he gets forced into marrying you. Okay. I go over that in 500 Ways ebook. I go over that in New Man Manifesto. I go over that in ABCs to Get Him. All right. So last question. I'm going all the way to the bottom. Oh, there's a whole bunch of messages that have been hid, but I can't see them. So let's go to the last one here. Okay. Azad. Hi, Azad. Good to see you back on my channel. I had a dating app, but I deleted it because the guys were not serious about dating and they were lying, or they will ask for sex before the date. And I want to date someone, but how can I find them? If you are attracting that sort of man to you, you need to look at your profile very carefully. And you need to look at the communication you're having with a man within the first 3 sentences you're saying to him. You need to look at your profile photos and make sure that you are expressing feminine energy and not anything else that could be interpreted as I'm a person who's looking for something other than that. You see? So I really recommend you go back over your dating profile, make sure it has feeling statements in there. You got to pass on a lot of men, but each man, for example, if they're not serious about dating, you got to face it head on, and you got to let that man know, wow, it's felt great chatting with you. It would feel lovely to go get coffee. What do you think? This is in 500 Ways ebook. Sorry, I'm hammering it in tonight. If he doesn't respond to that, then you say, hey, it's felt great chatting to you. I'm going to be moving on. I'm looking to date someone regularly. Bye. Best of luck. You move on. So when you move on in your energy, an amazing thing happens, and you will stop attracting flakes like that. Men are so lonely. They're looking for text buddies. Not all men, but a lot of men, very lonely, looking for text buddies. A man will treat you as badly as you let them. So don't. But when you pass, Azad, on that sort of energy, and you face it head on, you use a feeling statement, you will change. You'll begin to attract a different type of man. And you said, or they'll ask for sex before the date. Wow, sex before the date. I didn't know that was even possible. I'm not interested. I'm flattered. It feels so strange I'm being asked this, but I'm going to pass. Bye. You're facing it head on. You might have to send out 100 of those to get whatever this is in your energy out. But I believe you're probably locking up and you're afraid of it and you're attracting more of that. I had a client who was horrified of dogs. Little dogs, big dogs, it didn't matter. Horrified of dogs. And darn if everywhere she went, somehow dogs would end up finding her and chasing her. And she had so many stories to support this as a reality in her life. But as long as she was afraid of this happening to her, and it was her focus and it was in her energy, those dogs are going to find you. So right now, the dogs are finding you. You got to change your energy. You see, go back on that dating app, boldly look fear right in the eyes and own this. Don't let this sort of stuff have any more control over you. Own it. All right, everybody, I got to go. It's been great chatting with y'all tonight. Give this video a thumbs up if it's been helpful. I'll have in the comments section where you can get my programs. It's over at everheartcoaching.com if you want to continue learning at home and on your own time. And thank you so much for joining. I'm sending you so much love, and have a good night. Mwah. Bye, everybody.